What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today we have the Spring of Sorrow, the first boss, and it's Iron Fist. So you would think Iron Fist is super simple, and he is, but the nodes on him are stacked. There's so many things to look out for. So the first thing, we have this pressure gauge node, which is like, you know, those numbers up here. Every time we hit him, we increase it by 1, and if we have 10, we take 200% of the defender's attack. So that's like 45,000 health because his attack is like 22,000. And if you block or like parry or throw a special attack, you reduce the counter by 1. And you don't want to get it to 0 because you get a power drain. You don't take damage if you get it to 0, but you ideally want to be like around like 1 and 9 or whatever. Now you get rooted when he throws a special attack. And also there's a timer where you get rooted, I think every 12 seconds for 4 seconds. And now, a really OP node in my opinion, you can't use buffs and you can't put debuffs on them. Which is, it's pretty fun, you know, like you don't have parries, you don't have any buffs, you don't have any way to heal. And you know, you have to take all that block damage. But here we're using our boy Thing, because Thing is actually a medium champion and a defensive utility, which is great. He's awesome for this. Sorry, he's not medium. He is, Fantastic Four. The first objective is Fantastic Four and A-Force. This is where we're using Thing. Thing is not medium. So, yeah, with Thing here, you know, we can just block a lot of damage because his protection triggers and his rock stacks give him, like, more damage reduction. And another node to look out for is this Ebb and Flow Heavy. You gotta, like, heavy him to remove that protection. Otherwise, he takes less damage. And one tip I'll give you for this Ebb and Flow Heavy, you don't have to complete the full heavy attack. You can do like one hit and then chain with your special. If you're like close to getting 10 charges on that that node, that pressure gauge, you can just hit once, remove that protection, and then chain with your special so you don't take that damage from the pressure gauge. And Thing is actually doing really well here. Like you can see, we have about the same health, me and Iron Fist right here, 66%. And another fun note actually is like every time you parry, you get some power gain, which is really nice. If you're good at reparrying, I would definitely suggest like practicing reparrying, because the more you parry or reparry, you take less damage from the block, and also you just get massive power gain. So it's pretty fun because you can use like special 3s with Thing, get out of the root if you're like rooted like I am here. And as you can see, I did a heavy, connected 2 hits and did a special 3. And Thing gets some nice furies. It's clobbering time, he says, from the special 3, so he actually hits pretty hard afterwards. And another thing you want to do is parry his special attacks, or like block his special, not parry, because you get that bulwark. And that bulwark helps you even for his basic attacks. So here you can see we both have 50% off, so looking good. Pop that nice special 3, that resist saved my life. This is not going to be a solo, by the way. It's going to be like super close though. Like it's the closest one. And look at that, 15,000 light attack. Pretty good. You also get that cruelty from Ebb and Flow Heavy, which is really nice. So you got to practice reparrying, man. This fight is all about reparrying everything. You just want to like save some of those items. So now we're going to go for a heavy into a special 3, I bet. Yep, there we go. Connected 1 hit. Protection is down. Hit that bonus. Go for a nice special 3, 58,000. And now we're hitting really hard too. Gotta stop here though, because we're just getting a lot of hits on our counters here. The pressure gauge. I really am not a fan of this pressure gauge node. I personally think it's just super annoying. Just you have to slow down your playstyle. I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, we just gotta play around that because, like I said, one detonation kills, like almost kill you, even if you're like a 6-star rank 5. And this is, by the way, a 6-star rank 5 Thing. We're not using Recall Masteries because I think Recall Masteries, you just don't really want to do it because you just take a lot of damage from just blocking, and you want to like you don't want to like take down for poison and recall as well, because in this fight you ideally want to spam a lot of your special attacks so that you can get out of the root, because when you root it, he's just gonna hit you block a lot, and it's just harder to reparry there too. But as you can see, Thing, like I said, we have about the same health, 10% for me and 14 for this guy. I'm trying to like get him to a special 1, but I think I might throw my special 2 right now, or maybe no. I'm just gonna have him after this into a special 2, I think. Yeah, there we go. And we do get a nice 61,000 crit. That honestly That was really, really nice. But at this point, I think here we're gonna die because we're just gonna get rooted, I think. Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm good for the root. Here I'm gonna bait his special 1 and go for a heavy into my special 1, and I hoped it killed, but it didn't. It's gonna get him, I think, like 3%. Yeah, 3%, and at this point, I'm just gonna die because I am rooted. I can't really dex all that stuff. So if we skip to this, we just revive like once. And as you can see, it was pretty simple. After that, just like heavy once after his special 1. And my special 1 is gonna do it. So there goes the first objective. This was a force or Fantastic Four, and we used a Fantastic Four. Now I'll show you my second objective. This is a medium champion, which is also defensive utility. And my option was Wong. I think Wong is probably the best for this objective because you get that massive power gain every time you parry. And once you ramp up Wong Ban, it's game over because he has regen. He has a lot of damage on that special too. I might as well like skip it a little bit once I'm like fully ramped up. But right here, you can see I have 3 of those 2 spells. Now I have to throw 3 more SP1s with a different spell here, which is going to be the like the burst damage, I think that's what it does. So here we're gonna go for 4 light attacks. There we go. Switch, Virtue Valtor. There we go. And I just want to just max this out, get him fully ramped up. My Wong here like 7-star rank 1 unduped. He's not even duped, so let's start with like a spell. So at this point, I'm just gonna heavy get some power gain, pop that special 1. I am so lucky here that he didn't punish this. I remember. But yeah, at this point, I just gotta go for my special 2s, and it's game over. We're just gonna refresh all those spells. Throw that special 2 because it's unblockable. Look at that healing too, man. It's so beautiful. Wong is really, really fun, bro, when he's like ramped up. And that nice power gain too. Look at that. Boom. Into our special 1. And here I think I'm going to mess up. It's not going to be unblockable special 2 because I didn't have the unstoppable. But I mean, you're going to see he's such a good champ after he's ramped up. So at this point, I'm just trying to get that special 1. There we go. Every time you want to like parry his special 1, ideally throw that special 2. Look at that healing. Awesome healing. I didn't knock him down there with the heavy, so I didn't like deal massive damage because he had the protection up. I still need to do this. I think I'm going to try to do this like after this SP1 bait. So we're going to get rooted as well here. This isn't great. So there he triggered a buff, and I got unstoppable thanks to my spells. And right there, he just got a little bit too crazy, so I just popped them spells to get me out of the scary situation. And now I think we're going to heavy him, get that nice power gain, and also the protection is out. There we go. I'm going to throw my special 2 right now. Look at this damage. Holy damage, bro. Yeah, that was nice. That was like close to like 100k. We'll get like only 1 crit there too. Now I gotta have him once more. The root is coming though, so this is kind of scary. There we go. And now I'm gonna wait until he dashes in, throw that nice special 2, and he's pretty much dead. Look at that health too. Yeah, he's dead. That was, not gonna lie, the easiest solo I've done. This was like my first try. Not my first, this was like my second try. And now, lastly, I'm going to show you my small science champion. And I decided to go with Miles. I did restart this many times because Miles is very squishy. And I ended up boosting with Miles too because I just needed to increase his health a little bit. But yeah, that's it's a tough objective, this one, for sure. We're going to talk through like the best ones in a couple of seconds here when we finish this up. But I don't know if I mentioned like this inexorable passive. Every time you try to like stun him or whatever, like put a debuff on him, he goes inexorable. That means he gains a little bit more combat power rate when you hit him. And also he can't like move. He's like stuck there. It's almost like he's rooted in place. But the trick to this fight, how I managed to do it, is like once I get rooted, I throw my specials to just snap out of it. Because you just take a lot of block damage when you're rooted. And it ain't fun. It ain't fun. And as you can see, Miles at 6200, if you can get those passive furies, man, he's hitting like a truck. Look at that, 15,000. That was 15,000 heavy attack without even a single fury. And once we start getting those furies, oh, you're going to see some nice damage. There's one fury. And also you can just re-parry like crazy in this fight, so you just get that parry challenge really, really easy. And then we pop the special 2 here with, or sorry, special 3 with 2 Furies. It's gonna be like super strong, 52,000. There we go. At 40,000 heavy attack. Like I said, man, hits like a truck when he's got those passive Furies. Now we're gonna go heavy into the relic. Like I said, you can do this. You just need to connect only 1. Pop the special 1 so you don't get rooted. And it's looking like it's gonna be a solo, but it's gonna be not a solo. It's gonna be like exactly like Thing, where he had like 3% and I just died. So we ended up using 1 revive with Miles as well. Unfortunately, this fight is pretty tough to solo because you have to take block damage, and it's scary when you take block damage because you're taking a lot of unnecessary damage, but you have to. Like here, I don't have health, and I had to block there. So yeah, we go back in, we use a revive, and yeah, he's pretty much dead. So we use like 2 revives, 1 for Thing and 1 for Miles. Now let's talk about the best champions for each objective. So we just did this. This is the science and small champions. You do not want to use Cassie because she's relying on debuffs. Same with Invisible Woman. Quake, it's possible. It is definitely possible with like an ascended 5-star. You can definitely do it. It's like super tough. I would never though. Electro doesn't rely on debuffs too much, but he's squishy. Jessica Jones can be really good. She's probably like the best one because she gets those passive views in that special 2. She doesn't, like, she kind of relies on debuffs, but she kind of doesn't too. She can get those Furies even without them. Silk isn't going to work. Spider-Gwen is probably the second best option after Jessica Jones. I'll probably put her with like Miles too. It's just, you know, Spider-Gwen is a 7th too, so some people might have like a 7-star rank too. So she's going to work great there too, just like some special ones. And then the special 3 thing gives you like the Hunter Spider, which gives you some nice damage, extra damage, bonus damage. Those guys are not going to work. They focus on debuffs. Same with this guy. Was probably super squishy, but I can see it work, to be honest. Now, moving on to this Fantastic Four and A-Force. I think the best one by far is going to be Thing. He's like super safe. And then Torch. If you have like an ascended rank 5 Torch, he might be better than Thing, obviously, because you can pop the pre-fight. You can place those Nova Flames. It's going to be awesome. You can try Invisible Woman if you want to do like 2 objectives right here. I wouldn't recommend that though. For sure. Those guys probably not good enough. This guy needs his debuffs. And then if we go for A-Force, the only one that can probably be useful is like She-Hulk, because Scarlet Witch wants debuff or buffs. She wants buffs too. She doesn't have anything to steal. She has buffs. The only one you can use is like She-Hulk, I think, if you want to go for A-Force. But I would definitely recommend like a Torch or a Thing from Fantastic Four. And then lastly, we have defensive utility and medium. So what are the best champions here? I think by far the best one is Captain America Infinity War. And you can get him from the Incursion Crystal. It's really nice. Or it might be the Loyalty one, I'm forgetting. He's got really good block proficiency. Obviously, he's Cap. He doesn't really rely on debuffs. He is just the best one for this objective, 100%. You can use Ebony Maw because his degens are passive. So he is going to deal some nice damage onto that Iron Fist. But I think he's like super squishy. And then you cannot use Atom Warlock because he wants buffs. Blade is not good because he has debuffs. Killmonger, same thing, he wants debuffs. Mr. Fantastic, you can do double objective, but he wants debuffs. Same thing with the negative. Moondragon is going to miss out on her like energy vulnerabilities, but she can still work. Nick Fury, slow because you don't have the bleeds. And then Nightcrawler. I think Nightcrawler is probably top 3 from this objective. If I had to choose, I would say Cap is the best one. And then I would say this guy Wong is the second best. And then lastly, I would put Nightcrawler because he's got some nice damage. He can assist you on those evades as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for those objectives. It sucks that you can't use Spot. Like he would work great here if he wasn't debuff immune, because you just block all day with Spot. You just increase that block proficiency, and then you just have a nice time with this pressure gauge node. But of course, they had to put him immune to debuffs. But yeah, guys, that is gonna do it for this video. So I really hope this helps. Iron Fist fight, I would say the biggest thing is practice repartying. You want to like try to like party his specials as well, so you get that bulwark. And keep in mind, throw your own specials so you don't get rooted. I highly recommend doing that, especially when you're doing this difficult objective with the science small champions. Because if you're using someone like Wong, you can survive with the region that he's got. So yeah, guys, good luck on this Iron Fist. Hopefully this video helped you, and if it did, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.